So guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Guys, subscribe. I don't want to say it several times, but please subscribe. Support your girl. Okay, so guys, I'm going to talk about things that you should know before you come to Australia. The first thing I have to talk about is documents. Before you come to Australia, you should assemble all your documents: your driving license, your passport, your photocopy IDs of what you have been doing. Like for example, maybe the documents is like all your exam slips, maybe from high school, any just documents that will bring you to Australia, or documents that were needed during you doing your assignment, like doing your test or whatever, or IELTS receipt and all that. So you have to have it before you come to Australia. So another thing you have to know is you have to do research about Australia. More of your research. Where are you going to? Are you going to Perth? Are you going to Brisbane? Are you going to Melbourne? Are you going to Sydney? Which state are you going to in Australia? You have to do a full research, because every state is different. So we have a difference of 2 hours in other states. It depends, yeah. So in Perth, it's different. Perth, we are behind most of the states, so that's a factor you have to consider. So, and other thing, research is about the climate in Australia. The climate in Australia is always different. So when you see in Kenya, the climate is always, we are in between the equator. But when you come to Australia, the climate is, there's summer, there's winter, there's autumn, there's spring. So before you come to Australia, get ready for your clothes. Do shopping, mate. Do shopping for your clothes. It depends on which type of clothes you want to have. So for summer, you have to come with maybe light clothes. For winter, you have to come with maybe heavy clothes, the one that can prevent you from cold temperatures and all that. So you have to do a research. Are we in summer? Are we in winter? Because my friend, if you come with summer clothes, you're done. No one is gonna give you any clothes, because I know when you come to Australia, you don't really have a lot of money to waste. But just buy when you're still back in your country, or you're back in, for example, for me from Kenya, I did the research first. I bought my clothes and I came. I was ready for it. Okay, another thing you have to consider is accommodation. Who are you coming to live with? So before you come to Australia, do you have friends who are there for you, like real friends? Because sometimes when you come to Australia, your friend will tell you, oh, I'll host you. But you know what? Most of your friends, they turn up not turning for you at the airport. My friend, you will suffer. I can tell you the truth. A lot of people have been there. They have suffered a lot. So before you come to Australia, plan yourself. Plan. Have as more friends as you have. Or if you want to pay for accommodation, or your family is preparing an accommodation for you, that's much better. Are you going to live in school? Get ready. Get an Uber, get a taxi, get them ready for you to, like, the more you land, the time you land is the time they pick you up and drop you where you are going. Yeah. And as well, when you come to Australia, make friends. Make more friends as you can. The more you make friends is the more you know where you are going. Like for example, with friends, they can advise you in terms of job. There's some things that in Australia we need, like the tax file number, you need the certificate to get a job. These things that when you come to Australia, you have to have them. Because if you don't have them, you're not going to get a job. You won't get a job. You have to have them, because that's part of Australia. There's police clearance. You have to be cleared by the police as well, to make sure that you are the right person to work with kids. You are the right person to work with this. You should be like somebody who is needed in the community. Another thing you have to consider is driving license. Yeah, get your own driving license. Make sure you have gotten your driving license, because let me tell you, when you come to Australia, it's full driving. You drive every time. You drive to go to work, you drive to go to school, you drive to go anywhere. Without driving license, you are not going anywhere. I'm not lying. You will buy a car, you will know how to drive, you'll get an accident if you're not cautioned. But you know what? We in Kenya anyway, like my country back in Kenya, when I came to Australia, I didn't know how to drive. My friend taught me how to drive. But you know what? I wish I knew how to drive. But when you come to Australia, please guys, just know how to drive. Make sure you know how to drive, because I know sometimes back in Kenya we used to pay somebody so that you get your driving license or anything. Guys, get ready. It's driving, full driving. And in Australia, cars are cheap, so you can afford any car. If you have like $1,000, you can buy any car. You can buy a car like just with 1,000. So cars are cheap in Australia. It's not like Kenya where you could have a lot of money to buy a car. No, it's cheap. It's very, very cheap in here. Okay, so another thing you have to consider is the language. Okay, in Australia, you have to learn to say thank you. Every time somebody does anything for you, learn to say thank you. Just be kind, guys. Just say thank you. Thank you is a very huge thing to say. And the more you say thank you, is the more you get more things. And the language in Australia is mostly English. For I know if you are in Kenya, maybe back in Kenya, we all study in English from kindy, high school, and everywhere. So probably living in Kenya wasn't like gonna bring you any deep shit in Australia. But with English, you have to know full English, and education system in Kenya anyway, I know it can match with the Australian. But when you come to Australia, you have to know how to study English. But it will be good as well for Kenyans who have already done their English, IELTS or PT, whatever, those all English, to come to Australia. It's not really hard for them because they already know about English. And there's as well with Australians, they have the Australian slang, so they can talk in their own Australian slang. Sometimes you don't really understand what they talk about, but after some time you come and understand their language. So yeah, it's not hard. Food in Australia, there's plenty of food in the supermarkets. Most of them, they are unhealthy. So there's a lot of food and you can eat as you can. Everything is affordable, but those ones who are healthy food, they're not affordable, guys. When you come to Australia, the expensive food are the one which are healthier, and those ones who are like the expensive one, the cheaper ones, are the one that makes us gain weight and all that. So guys, before you come to Australia, just think about your life, like think about your health, think about everything. Yeah, so come and eat healthy, whatever. Anyway, if you want to gain weight, then it depends on you, so you choose your diet. Yeah, for Australia, most people go to the gym just to lose weight, or some of them go to the gym to tone. So yeah, it depends. Yeah, it's all about yourself. And then another thing when you come to Australia is the Australian life. It depends. Like in Kenya, we keep we keep animals like cows and all that, but in Australia, those ones you won't see them. You won't see any animals. The only animals you meet them is at the park, wildlife park. You have to go to the park to meet them, and that's when you'll see animals. But when you come to Australia, please treat them well. Even with animals, when you see them on the road, please stop. Just don't hurt anything, because the more you hurt them, my friend, if you try to, like for example in Kenya, when we see dogs and everything, we throw stones on them. But in Australia, my friend, this is another country we are in. Make sure you handle everything with caution. And another thing, before you come to Australia, know the Australian rules. Australian rules are really different from the Kenyan rules. The way you treat people, you need to treat them nice, because in here, when you treat somebody harshly, that's like being aggressive or something. So you make sure you treat somebody in a very good way. So make sure that everyone is handled with care, and because yeah, you might end up in prison, or you might end up accused for something that you thought in your country is not accused for. Yeah, so make sure you mind your language, you mind on what you do, because even touching people, make sure you have consent from them, or even sometimes even taking a photo of somebody, you have to have a consent. So Australia is different from Kenya, guys. It's different. There's no thieves here like Kenya, where somebody will come for your stuff, or somebody will treat you bad, or somebody will Australia, you can leave something here, you come back, you might find that thing where it was. Even if it's your laptop, you leave it in school, in the library, you go back and you find it in the same place. Another thing, before you come to Australia, what are you coming to study? Most people come to Australia to study different different studies, like different stuff they want to study. But I can advise you guy, but before, when you're still in Kenya, when you're still young or something, before you come to Australia, I can tell you the best courses in Australia with PR, and the best courses you want to study, and you won't have a regret of doing them. Come to Australia, come do nursing. Nursing is the best course so far. So when you come to Australia, come and study nursing. And then nursing probably takes like almost 4 years. Yeah, because you have to do prep for nursing, preparation for nursing. That's probably one for 1 year, and another 3 years of degree, and then after that you can go to masters if you want, but you can always go for graduate visa after you finish nursing. And then another one, there's social work, guys. Social work is 4 years, so you need to be ready for 4 years. You have to do like maybe TAFE course, or you have to do this like schools you study before you go to uni, so you have to have a clue. Like for example, you have to do SAT3, SAT4, it depends. Only 1 year, and then you can go to uni. Most of them, before you go to uni, you have to do one preparation before you go to uni. You just don't go to uni. But some people already did nursing, or they have already did something in Kenya, they just come and convert, so it takes them like 2 years or 1 year. I haven't done a lot of research of that, but yeah, it's still fine. You can always change to nursing if you want, or you can always convert to what you have already studied from in Kenya. Yeah, so that's what I can share, guys. But Australia is not easy, guys. It's not easy. Australia, you have to be mature. When you come to Australia, when you are maybe 19, you are 18, you are maybe 20 or something, guys, Australia rent will make you run mad. Australian life isn't easy. Sometimes we go through mental health and everything. There's always counselors at the end of it all. So before you come to Australia, you have to be mature. Here is not easy, guys. We don't handle it slowly. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.